I came to the tea house as soon as I could. I'm sorry I took so long to get here. Oh. Hey, what's wrong? You've got your head down at the bar. Are you feeling sick? Hey, Tarumaru? Should I... Yeah, you're right. Hey, come on. Let's head to one of the sitting rooms in the back. I'm sure the generous tea house owner wouldn't mind giving you a nice warm drink and a snack, right? See? All right, head up. Let's get you in a more comfortable place than the bar top. Have you been crying? Let's get you out back first before anything else. Here, take my hand. I'll lead you over. Go ahead and sit down. Make yourself comfy. So, tell me what's going on. No need to hold back. You know I'm here for you. I see. So, that's what's been bothering you. All right. Before you go back to spiraling about this, take a moment to breathe. Just follow me, okay? I promise it'll help. Take a big, deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. And hold it. 2, 3, 4. Now let it out. 2, 3, 4. Repeat that one more time. In. And hold. And out. This is actually something Lady Ayaka taught me a long time ago. Sometimes we tend to overthink and get stuck in thoughts that end up being unhelpful. If you keep letting them run around in your head, they'll just get bigger and louder, and what you're looking for gets lost. So it's good to take a breather and clear them away. Oh, hey, Tarumaru! Thanks for joining us. You're so lucky. Him resting his head on your lap means he's given you permission to pet him. He rarely does that for anyone. Let's see if I've understood everything you've said. You've been thinking about the age-old question of, what is life? And it's got you stressed out. And you're trying to figure out how to live a happy life, one that's fulfilling. That's not an easy thing to answer, especially since it's different for everyone. What one person considers a joy could feel like a punishment to another. Like, Oh, let's take that Oni, Aratakai Ito, for an example. He's perfectly content with how he lives his life. He might not have a legitimate job, and he certainly likes to make a spectacle of himself, but I don't think I've ever seen him genuinely upset. He doesn't seem like the type who would enjoy something like what Lord Ayato does, running the commission and dealing with dignitaries and such. And I certainly can't imagine him being a retainer like me. I doubt he would find household chores to be enjoyable. There's also that deputy leader of his. Right, Shinobu. I haven't formally met her yet, but from what I've heard, well, I guess she was supposed to work at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Judging by the look on your face, you don't think she would have been a good fit there, huh? I once heard of a story where Shinobu decided that she didn't want to work for Lady Miko anymore, so she ran away. I don't blame her. She apparently comes from a long line of shrine maidens, but she gave up a comfortable life to improve herself and find something beyond the expectations she was given. Speaking of, I could go on about the Kamisato siblings and how they uphold their family's legacy, or, huh? You want to know what I think? About my life? Well, how do I put this? Life, for how I've lived it so far, is a mixed bag of expectations, surprises, some failures, and some triumphs. But ultimately, something good will always happen. As you know, I was born and raised in Mondstadt. Life there is just carefree and leisurely. But even so, I had a friend who joined the Knights of Favonius, and earnestly insisted that I join too. Now, I actually agree with a lot of what's said in the Knight's Handbook. I still put what I've learned from it to practice. It's the hospitality, looking out for others and keeping a good attitude even in the face of crisis. Those are all things I've kept with me. But, knighthood was not for me. So, I worked up the nerve to go to Inazuma. I can't tell you how nerve-wracking it was, but how exciting, too. As the saying goes, let the wind lead. It took a lot to convince myself to just take that step and go explore the world, even if it was just to visit my father here. Then, a whole shipwreck happened and I washed up ashore without realizing where I was. But I was alive. And as long as I was alive, then I figured good things would always happen. They never had to be big things to be good either. Like when I first came here, I used to just stand on the beach and admire the waves and sunset. And sometimes I'd pass a stray cat or dog who looked sick and hungry, and even if I didn't have much for myself, I used to share some with them. A few of the locals thought I was silly to do that, but it felt right to stick by my morals, even when things might have been a little rough. Besides, that's kind of how I make friends. After all, I welcomed you here when we first met and offered to treat you to a meal. I remember how big your eyes were when you saw that platter of food, and how you smiled after it was all gone. I might have spent more, but seeing you happy was worth it, and more. I don't often boast about things that I take pride in, like being the housekeeper and retainer for the Kamisoto clan, or how I'm known as a fixer in and around Raito. But to some people, that's a mundane life, an unfulfilling one. I live to serve others, is how some people would view this life. Some people are wanderers who seek out adventure, or something in the wind tells them to continue on. There really isn't a right or wrong way to live your life. Well, there is a wrong way to live life, if you're endangering others' well-being or purposefully causing harm, but that's besides the point. I think the answer to the question for my life would be, so long as I can enjoy the simple things, but still strive to help those I'm loyal to, then I'll live a life worthwhile, without guilt or regret. That might take on the shape of digging around in the sand for crabs, or even, oh, I don't know, directly defying the Archon of the Nation to save a kind traveler, but that's in the past now. That isn't to say that how I live my life is how you should live yours. If battling slimes and hilichurls is what gets your blood pumping, then by all means, don't let anyone stop you. If you'd rather sit and learn something new, pick up a couple certificates and be happy in some sort of job in any of the big cities, then all the more power to you. If you want to explore, even just to see what the sunrise looks like in other lands, then go enjoy the beauty of nature and what it holds. Whatever it is you want out of life, what you care about most, and what matters to you at the end of the day, those are things you should focus on. Don't worry about what others think, even if whatever I might be thinking. There's an old Mondstadt saying, don't put the cart before the horse. That is to say, you're already worrying about regrets you haven't even made yet, if you'll ever make them. I know this wasn't a clear-cut answer, but I hope it helped, even just a little. You've always got me here to keep you company, whether it's through the good times or the bad. And I'm always going to support you in whatever you decide to do. You're capable of anything, so long as you have today in front of you and the desire to go and do it. See? Even Taramaru agrees. So, give yourself some time to think it over. And when you're ready, I'd love to hear how you'd live your happy life.